Chosen one, the big days are coming. Listen, you can feel it, can't you? There's something in the atmosphere shifting. A frequency you can't explain, but it's calling your name. Something greater is preparing to unfold, and you are not being left out of it. You're not just watching history happen. You're about to become a living part of it. The big days ahead are not just calendar dates. They are sacred alignments. These are the days when destiny turns its face toward you and says, "It's your time now." These are not ordinary days. These are divinely appointed moments designed to lift you out of delay and plant you into breakthrough. And chosen one, this message isn't random. It found you because you're ready. It's your spirit saying, "I've waited long enough. I'm stepping into what's mine." Stay with this video until the very end. Every second holds a vibration. Every word is intentional. Write in the comments your warmest wishes and the number 777, because this is a chapter about wishes coming true and energizing the universe with your divine intention. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain by staying locked in. This message is your signal, your alignment, your confirmation. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You're not late. You're not forgotten. You haven't missed the moment. The truth is, the moment has been waiting for you to become who you are right now. And now that you have evolved, now that you've matured, now that you've released what had to go and embraced what you had to grow through, the big days are finally on the horizon. Do you understand what this means? It means everything that once looked impossible, everything that seemed delayed, everything that was locked, is being released in a new timeline where you're not surviving anymore. You're ruling, you're reigning, you're arriving. These upcoming days have been written about your life before you ever knew the weight you'd carry or the spiritual war you'd endure. But you made it. And now the light you carry cannot be dimmed anymore. The road ahead isn't one of confusion. It's one of clarity. The fog is lifting. The path is straightening. You will look back and say, "So that's why I had to wait. So that's why they walked away. So that's why the detour was necessary." You are not behind. You are in the exact position to receive a massive unveiling of what was always yours. Chosen one, when the big days come, they don't knock. They roar. They shake the foundation of your reality and call forth everything that's been suppressed inside you. These days will not ask for permission. They will break open doors. They will shatter limitations. They will say, "The time for playing small is over." You've outgrown the version of you that had to explain their worth. These days won't require proof. They are the proof. And you are the proof of what happens when someone refuses to give up even when all odds were stacked against them. The time you are entering is layered with spiritual acceleration. What used to take years will now take weeks. What took months will now come in days. The momentum building in the spirit is real. You've been sensing it. You've been waking up with a strange pull, an invisible anticipation, a divine nudge. That's not anxiety. That's spiritual readiness. You're not scared. You're stretching. You're expanding. You're about to fit into a level of favor you used to only imagine in prayer. Let's be clear. This next season doesn't come dressed in comfort. It comes clothed in confirmation. You won't have to beg for signs. They'll be undeniable. The whispers you heard in solitude will now become announcements in public. What you kept to yourself out of fear or humility will now be broadcast by the divine itself. You've been hidden for long enough. You've been tested for long enough. You've walked in silence, carried burdens alone, battled shadows no one else could see. And yet, you rose. And yet, you kept going. And yet, you stayed true. That's why the big days are yours. Because you didn't fold. Because you didn't sell out. Because when others chose convenience, you chose character. And heaven noticed. The magnitude of these coming days will shock even you. You've been preparing for this, but nothing will compare to the way it actually feels when the shift begins. Your routine will be disrupted in the most beautiful ways. Unusual phone calls, unexpected opportunities, divine connections that were being orchestrated in silence will suddenly rush toward you. Things will make sense. The weight will make sense. The losses will make sense. You are entering a sequence of days so intentionally aligned with your destiny that you'll know without a doubt. This is divine. Don't be surprised if things start to fall away quickly. These are spiritual cleanup days. Anything or anyone that cannot walk with you into this next level will be lovingly removed. Don't resist it. Don't panic. Don't question it. Release it. Let it go. The big days are not just about receiving, they're also about releasing. Because every elevation demands a lighter load. You can't carry betrayal, bitterness, or baggage into the chapter that's meant to crown you. That weight must stay behind. And once it's gone, you'll notice how fast the elevation comes. It was never you that was blocked. It was what you were carrying. There is a divine countdown happening behind the scenes. You might not hear it, but heaven is counting backwards from the moment of your manifestation. Tick, tick, tick. It's coming. And when it hits 0, everything that was delayed will arrive at once. You won't be able to explain it, but you won't have to. Those who doubted you will witness it. Those who walked away will hear about it. Those who overlooked you will suddenly have to say your name with respect. These days are not just for visibility, they're for validation. The kind that only divine power can orchestrate. And no, you don't have to prepare the way others do. Your preparation has been internal. You've cried enough, you've grown enough. You've learned the hard lessons. Your heart has been refined. Your soul has been awakened. Your spirit is alert. That is your preparation. You are not walking into these days clueless. You are walking in with power, grace, and divine confidence. You're not a beginner anymore. You're a warrior with wisdom. You're a survivor with vision. You're royalty with revelation. When the big days come, you will not feel anxiety. You will feel alignment. It will click. It will feel like home. You will recognize the atmosphere before anything even happens. The people, the places, the timing. It will all feel like it was waiting for you. Because it was. And while the world may call it coincidence, you'll know it was coordination. Orchestrated by a force greater than you could have ever imagined. This is not luck. This is legacy. And the beauty of this unfolding is that you won't have to chase it. These days are attracted to you because of who you've become. They are not arriving because you earned them in a traditional sense. They're arriving because your identity has caught up with your assignment. You are finally walking in the vibration that calls in the vision. And when that alignment happens, manifestations are not miracles, they're inevitabilities. You'll look around and see everything responding to your rise. Nature, timing, people, opportunities, suddenly they'll all begin to open. You'll wonder why it's happening so fast. But that's because heaven doesn't move on man's time. It moves on alignment. Once the frequency matches, the floodgates break open. You're about to live in the overflow of everything you prayed for, fasted for, cried for, and stayed quiet for. You're about to live in days where silence becomes song, sorrow becomes strength, and dreams become documents. You'll hold in your hands what you once held in your heart. There's a specific kind of silence that arrives right before something massive breaks open in your life. Not the silence of defeat, but the silence of divine strategy. That's what you've been living in. The stillness before a supernatural stampede of blessings. It's like the breath the universe takes before it calls your name across dimensions. That breath has just ended, and what follows next is momentum. Unstoppable, undeniable, irreversible momentum. You may have felt like nothing was happening, but in the invisible realm, everything was being aligned. While you were questioning the delay, the heavens were synchronizing miracles with your maturity. The big days coming your way are not just blessings, they're proof. Proof that what tried to destroy you failed. Proof that what walked away was never meant to carry your crown. Proof that silence was not the absence of movement, but the sound of heaven working on your behalf. This is the reward phase, chosen one. The unveiling phase. The moment when seeds you planted in private blossom in public gardens. This isn't just breakthrough. This is breakthrough with thunder, with proof, with honor. Your story is not ordinary because your spirit is not ordinary. That's why you couldn't take shortcuts. That's why you couldn't skip the pain. You had to become deep enough to carry something that would change generations. You were being built not just for today, but for the big days, the legacy days, the overflow days. And now you are ready. You don't feel the same. You don't move the same. You don't fear the same. That's because you're stepping into the version of you that your future needs to see now. These days won't arrive in disguise. They'll be loud, unexpected, bright, and immediate. You'll find yourself in rooms you never auditioned for, holding keys you never asked for, unlocking doors you didn't know existed. That's the divine nature of what's ahead. It's not about earning. It's about alignment. It's not about credentials. It's about calling. It's not about being known by everyone. It's about being chosen by the one. You will not have to beg to be seen in these days. You will be spotlighted without seeking the spotlight. Heaven will amplify your name where it matters. These are not days for attention. These are days for ascension. And every conversation, connection, and collision you experience will confirm your elevation. People will begin to approach you with divine curiosity. I don't know why, but I feel led to help you. You came to my mind, and I had to reach out. There's an opportunity, and your name won't leave my spirit. That's not chance. That's divine orchestration. The big days are moments when time folds in your favor. A kind of spiritual acceleration where all the waiting suddenly makes sense. When doors open without knocking, and favor finds you without chasing. When you realize that every closed door was protection, and every delay was direction. These are days of understanding, days where what once confused you will now confirm your calling, days where clarity washes over you like morning sunlight, and you'll finally say, "Now I get it. Now I know why it had to happen like that. You are entering a zone of prophetic precision. Pay attention. Certain dates will seem highlighted. Random numbers will begin to repeat. Certain songs will carry messages. Conversations will confirm things you prayed in secret. Pay attention, chosen one. These are not coincidences. They are codes. The universe is speaking to you, constantly nudging you toward destiny. The big days are rich with signals. Your spirit will know what your mind doesn't yet understand. Trust it. And prepare yourself emotionally, because these days also come with separation. Elevation always does. You will find that some people can no longer access you, not because you're angry or prideful, but because your vibration has changed. Your frequency now speaks a different language. You are tuned to destiny. You are synchronized with legacy. You are activated by divine sound. And not everyone can hear it. Some will walk away. Let them. Some will ghost you. Bless them. Some will try to re-enter when the blessings arrive. Guard your gates. The big days require discernment, not distraction. Every morning you wake up now, I want you to remember something powerful. The wait is over. Not because everything has arrived, but because you've arrived. You've arrived into your confidence, into your divine identity, into your spiritual authority. And when you arrive, everything else follows. The money, the favor, the opportunities, the partnerships, the promotions, the invitations. It all begins with the awakening. And you, chosen one, are fully awake now. This awakening will feel like fire in your bones. You won't be able to play small anymore. You won't tolerate anything that dims your light. You'll walk differently, speak differently, move differently. People will sense it. The same people who underestimated you will begin to wonder, what happened? What happened is you shifted. You stepped into the timeline that was always yours. You aligned. You remembered who you were. And now, the world will remember you too. These days will look like miracles, but they're actually just the result of spiritual mathematics. Every seed, every prayer, every moment of faith, every act of integrity, every silent battle, it was adding up. Heaven keeps receipts, and now your total has reached release. It's payout time. It's reward time. It's redemption time. You are no longer waiting on a miracle. You are walking in it. And it's not just one miracle. It's waves. They will come back to back. You'll be catching your breath while another one arrives. You'll be recovering from joy when new joy knocks. These are not just good days. These are destiny days, and your name is written all over them. Are you ready for the praise that's coming? For the spotlight that will shock the world? For the divine doors you're about to walk through? Then get grounded. Stay focused. Protect your peace. Because the days that are coming don't just want your attention. They want your anointing. The enemy will try to shake you just before the shift. Don't let it. Don't react. Don't retreat. You are too close now. One more push. One more prayer. One more leap of faith. That's all that stands between you and the manifestation of everything that was promised to you in the dark. This is not a test. This is the real thing. The big days are coming, and they belong to you. There's something divine happening that doesn't require your understanding to be real. It only requires your alignment. You see, chosen one, when the big days start to activate, they won't wait for you to be fully prepared in the traditional sense. They'll show up while you're still healing, still learning, still dusting yourself off from the last storm. And that's exactly why they're yours. Because you've proven that you can move while mending, believe while bleeding, and dream while doubting. That kind of faith, that kind of resilience, doesn't go unnoticed in the spiritual realm. You've been building in silence, and now heaven is responding with undeniable evidence. This evidence will come in many forms. Some days it will feel like sudden peace. On others, it will be divine instruction. You might receive unexpected calls. You might feel strongly led to places or conversations that unlock favor. But make no mistake, this isn't random. The big days are not just coming to impress you. They're coming to employ you, to launch you into your higher assignment, to place you where your anointing becomes unavoidable. You are not being elevated just for comfort. You're being elevated for purpose. And purpose doesn't always feel easy. It doesn't always feel glamorous. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's misunderstood. But in this next chapter, your purpose will no longer be hidden beneath pain or pressure. It's going to rise, boldly, publicly, powerfully. There's a message inside you that's too powerful to remain locked inside. That message has roots in your suffering. It has been purified through your tears. And now, it's becoming your testimony. Let this be a moment of awakening for you. Look around you. What feels uncomfortable is likely shifting for your benefit. What feels like loss may actually be liberation. What feels like the end is just an introduction to something massive. The big days are coming to expose the truth of who you've always been beneath the survival, beneath the pretending, beneath the over-explaining. These days are coming to strip away the false narratives and finally reveal your power, raw, refined, radiant. Chosen one, you've spent enough time rehearsing your pain. Now it's time to start rehearsing your rise. Speak it, declare it, live like it's already happening, because in the unseen realm, the celebration has already begun. The shift is real, and while others are still waiting for outside proof, you already carry the internal prophecy. That whisper inside you saying, "I was born for more," was not a lie. That pull you feel toward expansion is not ego. It's divine guidance. You are not called to fit in with the past version of yourself. You are called to explode into the version you were afraid to believe could exist. The version that smiles without fear. The version that walks into every room like they belong there. The version that doesn't shrink around people's projections or opinions. You're stepping into that version now. Not someday, not after approval, not when the timing is perfect. Now. And that's the key, chosen one, understanding that now is holy, now is fertile, now is power. The big days coming aren't just about what's ahead.